Set your butane torches to high and your expectations to low. Coming to you live from Just the Tip Cigars in the hills of the Steel City. Get ready to get your fix. This is the Cigar Junkies Podcast. Welcome to the Cigar Junkies Podcast, a cigar show for the community by the community. A forum to talk stogies, booze, food, and anything else in the cigar lifestyle. If you're looking for ratings, negativity, reviews, or an authority on all things cigars, you came to the wrong place. Whether you like what you hear or not, please join the conversation and let us know by finding us at the Cigar Junkies Facebook group or emailing us at thecigarjunkies@gmail.com.
What's up, junkies?
Row your boat gently to Just the Tip Cigars. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I say to myself every Sunday morning. And I go,
why is it so early?
And the funny thing is, it's not early by comparison to the rest of my getting up schedule for work. But it's still earlier than I need it to be sometimes, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Particularly because it's Sunday morning. So I probably did something stupid on Saturday night.
No.
Why does Saturday have to be any different?
That's fair. Especially stupid? Is that help? Yeah. A qualifier? No?
For most folks, yeah. But
especially stupid for me?
Okay, we'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, for some reason, Jeff Scales has a picture of my butt that he was passing around the table last night. That kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't know he had that.
Why does Jeff Scales have a picture of your butt?
Obviously, it was a surprise. That's why I don't. I'm with you.
I didn't send it to him.
No, I mean, he took it of me. I'm just thinking, I'm sure at some point I flashed my ass to somebody, but first of all, why'd you take the picture? And why'd you keep it? Just every once in a while to be like, oh, look, it's cool. Precisely.
Yeah, that's about all it's good for.
The nice thing is it looked skinny in the picture. You know what I mean? That's what you want to. That's what you want to see.
Took a picture of the good side.
That's right.
You haven't sent it to Eric yet?
Oh no, I would live in fear of what would happen to that. He would have to get a new phone because his old one would be glazed over.
You assume he's attracted to you.
He found it amusing, so I mean, I couldn't have been too far off base. He'd be like, "Time to make the donuts. Here comes the glaze." Jesus, I choked on the cigar. Eric, if you're gonna lie, don't pretend you have a gag reflex. You know what I mean? Find a better excuse. All right,
and now we're canceled.
Well, it was bound to happen. On the plus side, I feel like we found our energy. You know what I mean? I feel like we found our mojo.
Oh, no. I'm still reeling from last week. So
you don't have
I don't have any energy.
Eric sucked his mojo right out of the phone.
Jesus. This is a freaking Howard Stern show.
Me and you are going to have a good time today, Jason. I make no promises for Sam.
Yeah.
God. Just as long as he keeps doing one of these, we're fine.
Eric's waving his fingers in the air. Two out of three ain't bad, you know? And this makes a great audio podcast. Oh, does the radio need turned down? I was suspecting that, but I just thought usually if it's a louder room, if it's full, you get away with a little more audio volume. But otherwise, not so much.
I don't want to set.
Well, I think we'll be okay. Mr. Jason.
Mr. Banks.
How has your week been?
That is an interesting question because
you've been in old TP7 all week.
I think there's more to it than that.
Oh, yeah. It's actually, my week was fine. Yeah.
I wasn't insinuating that it was bad. I just asked how it was.
Well, I mean, I something privately I'll tell you later, but it was fine.
The only things I won't say on this show are the things that my wife has specifically said, don't ever say that on the show again.
Well, I don't want everybody knowing my business.
Yeah. All right.
Not wearing it on your sleeve on this one.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Not easy for a guy to understand that just had a picture of his ass passed around the bar table last night, I suppose. So, Sam, you want to explain to the folks why your energy is so lackluster?
I'll tell you what we could explain to the folks.
Last week's show?
No, the cigar we're smoking.
It's time for the Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Leaning House Fine Cigars. The Leaning House is your destination for the ultimate cigar smoking experience. Whether you're exploring their wide selection of premium cigars, unwinding in their comfortable lounge, or enjoying live music on one of the most unique and intimate live music venues in the burg, the house has something for everyone. Do you want to try the stick we're smoking today? Stop by leaninghousefinecigars.com or visit Dave in Bell Vernon or Heidi in Brownsville. Wherever you are, make the house your home for premium cigars.
Make the house your home for premium cigars. And you can get the cigar that Jason described as delightful for yourself. You know what I mean?
Delightful.
Delightful. This is the Esteban Carrera Soga de Oro Sumatra. That's right, the Sumatra. Because we've smoked a lot of Esteban Carrera on this show. And we've smoked a Bulit. And I was afraid we might have smoked it before, but it wasn't the Sumatra.
No, yeah.
I know that. And I'll tell you why in a moment. This is I think it's a 4 3/4 by 46. I think I mistyped the 3, but we got a Brazilian Maduro wrap. No, we don't. We have a Sumatra wrap on this Ecuadorian Sumatra, as a matter of fact. The binder is Nicaraguan Condega, and the fillers are Nicaraguan. The Sumatra edition of the Soga de Oro debuted at PCA 2024, which is the only reason I know that we hadn't smoked it yet. Because we didn't smoke it this year, but I think we smoked the non-Sumatra version early in the show. And the Bulit.
I mean, Bulit's just the size. That's what they call it. Okay.
Which is such a weird word, dude.
Like, let's just create our own.
I feel like it's a slang term developed in the South, spoken by somebody with a lisp.
Get your bullet. Get your bullet.
We're number one with the Bulit.
Okay.
So these are, I can tell you the price. I have the price for these. These are $9 a piece or $4.50 for a box of 50. So,
all
biggity
right.
bang.
Biggity bang, huh?
But he's researching the stars, isn't he? I see something about super chats. Just keep going.
Okay.
We will, but we're going to point out whatever you're doing because that's what we do. Just like I'm trying to have a conversation and you're like, yeah, I know. Make him read the thing. You know what I mean? And now he's completely derailed and doesn't remember anymore. Oh, no. What I wanted to say was last week's show. So last week, wake up, get a text from Jason. Jason says, I don't feel good. I'm calling off. And I go, all right, well, that's kind of not surprising. So he's called off for less. And so I drive my skinny white butt out here, open the door, and look at Sam. And Sam is bundled in a flannel coat. And I mean bundled.
Yeah, it's a parka.
And he is wearing a tassel cap, scully cap, whatever you want, like all the way down. Yeah. He looks very akin to like Kenny.
Yeah, as close as I could get.
From South Park. And I walk in and I got 1 foot to the threshold and I stopped and looked at him and I go, and he goes, yeah, I was just about to text you.
No, I said, did you get my text?
Oh, or I just texted you. Yeah, whatever it was. He was like, he looked at me and no. He goes, yeah, I just finished puking and I kind of did like the Homer Simpson back into the shrubs meme and was like, see you next week.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Eric just pointed out the fact that I was bundled up like Kenny while in South Park.
That's right. Indeed, it's very
Park,
clever.
Pennsylvania, not South Park, Colorado.
There it is. Yeah, I mean, same, different.
I mean, it could be a secret look at. No, yeah, probably not. There's mountains in the show. Also, construction paper. So yeah, essentially, I walked in and was like,
yeah, no,
I'm all right. He was like, well, I called Ryan Seneca. He'll be here at 9:30 to do the show. And I'm like, we've had that show before. It wasn't good. I'll see you next week.
That's how I was like, do you want nope? Okay. Yeah, it was rough. And then it was bad enough this past week. Like I told you guys, I lost 17 pounds in 3 days. So it was like, yeah, this is fantastic. And I'm still currently trying to get the last of it over with.
So all you husky girls out there looking to lose a little weight, come make out with Sam,
Nah, sorry, that ship has sailed. I ain't got whatever there was no more. So it's gone. It's gone.
And here I thought it was because he's married. He's like, if I had it, I'd gives it to you.
That's 100% what I was thinking. He's like, that ship is sailed. I'm like, oh, you know, what a nice thing to say.
Lucky Brittany,
You know? And then he's like, yeah, I'm not sick anymore. And I was like, whoa. Wait a minute.
Wish you could have seen him last week. Like, you get a kiss, and you get a kiss, and you get a kiss.
Leave me alone. I was so bad.
You know what I like about him in this condition? He's an easy target. You know what I mean?
Go
like,
for
he
it.
just can't. He doesn't have the energy to defend himself. Damn it! All right, it's been a nice show, guys. Thanks for catching up. We'll see you next week when Seneca's not here. Attaboy, Jason. Jason's on the buttons.
Sam, say the thing. You shit your pants if I just stopped everything.
We're only a couple minutes in.
peace, I'm out.
We can start it over. I got some tequila in me. I'm all right with whatever. I could take some abuse today. You know. Oh man. All right. So we know how your week was. No, my week was weak. You know.
Yeah.
Did have some fun last night.
I'm now. We talk about our weeks.
Hey.
My week was fine, but I'm more excited for today. I come here, get a free cigar, do the show, and then tonight, my D&D campaign.
Oh, that's the key factor because
It's like-
we've seen him here many times on Sunday mornings, and excited is not
that's
the
not the
term I would use
that's
to
not how you
describe
put it,
Jason's demeanor.
Not even a little.
He doesn't like skip in here with a basket of posies like, yay, it's Sunday.
He did come in abnormally like happy today.
Yeah, I know. He comes in with a bucket of phlegm and a pack of Newports and goes like, he's
not
like
wrong.
he's like the butler from the Addams Family.
Lurch.
Yeah, just coming.
Old Lurch.
I'd take his physique as a tall boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a big one.
Yeah. So, all right. So yesterday I was presented with a couple of different options by the wife while I'm at work. She's like, we could do this or we could do this. And I don't remember what option number 2 was anymore, but I selected option number 1, which was the Witch Festival in Monongahela. Yes. So it's actually okay. It was cool. It was cool. There's lots of food vendors and stuff, and they were serving beer, which was pretty cool. So we get there, and after the old lady goes, "Do you live here? You can't park here unless you live here." And then I drove a mile down the road for parking. We go into the thing, and I was like, so many reminders of my sister, dude, because my sister was like one of the original goth kids. She went straight from help me out, 90s flannel, grunge. She went straight from grunge to goth. You know what I mean? She went from Kurt Cobain to Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse is more like metal,
Yeah.
like death metal.
Yeah, but that was the music the goths listened to.
When I think of
you're
goth
gonna go to
kids,
emo.
No, I think of like house music
Yeah.
and like electronica.
Trap. It's trap
trap
music.
music.
Well, she was the trendsetter. You know
Well,
what I mean? She
yeah.
could do what she wanted to do.
Because there was a kid I went to high school with. We called him Stitch, and he was like fishnet arm.
Oh, I
Sleeve.
don't get
Jeff
it.
Scales' brother.
Holy
And-
crap! Seth Jones just showed up.
Hey, what's up, Air Kingpin?
What's good in the hood, buddy?
So, anyways, yeah, lots of, dude. There was a couple of times where I wanted to find out where there's girls walking around with tails, and I wanted to know if it was the real deal or just a clip-on. But I dared not tug.
No. With the level of fear for your wife that you have,
That's correct.
You chose
Unsupervised on tequila, it might have been a slightly different story. I
story,
probably would have been arrested, and that would have been not good. So, anywho's, we spend a little bit of time there. It was okay. It was pretty cool. Like, it's mostly like a lot of skulls and like coffin-shaped purses. You know.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it was, you know. But Shannon ended up finding like a lady that was selling like bandanas for dogs and stuff and other animal accessories. And I'm like, she just had a very plain name for the place. And I'm like, you missed the marks. It should have been like Familiar's Boutique or something. because that's the witch's animals or their familiars, you know? I'm like, you should have spiced it up for this event. So then Shannon finds the thing that they have at every fall festival that has never interested any man ever, with the possible exception of Eric, and that is kitchen towels.
Yeah.
You know, the towels that aren't actually towels,
The ones
because
you're not
they
allowed to
have
use?
to like
Yeah.
wrap around a thing and you try to dry your hand off. They absorb no water.
Yep.
They're just decorative. So Louis last week posts this picture on Facebook. He's like, my house is haunted. I've been sitting here watching this towel on my oven move for like 10 minutes and there's no airflow. The oven's not on. This is this and this is that. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Well, Shannon took that to heart because she found a towel that says something about, you know, this house is haunted. Here, let me pull it up.
This old haunted house.
If it ain't haunted, I don't want it, or something like that. I don't know. It's regular Facebook. It's
What
gonna be
what does your
find.
decorative towel say, Jason?
Which one?
My decorative towel looks like a Muppet.
Sounds about right.
And it's on his nightstand.
Ours is it's like a 50s, like a cartoon, like comic, but like a comic book drawn, like 50s woman like this waving. And it's something like, you know, I hate my bastard children or whatever.
Damn.
You know?
This
like
one
it.
says, a haunted home is a happy home.
Okay.
And it is on the oven next to the towel that was moving now in the
It's now in place.
in the video in question. So so it was cool. We dropped it off over there. And so we were like in the neighborhood of all of the Leaning House people. So after a few phone calls and stuff, we met up with Jeff and Chris Scales over at Leaning House, waited for John and Marcy to finish up their deal. And then we were going to go to some restaurant until last second. Somebody's like, oh, Final Time's playing down the street. And so we went there and hung out. And all right, this might be the worst drinking thing I've ever done. Like
I doubt it.
Not in the capacity of things I've done while drinking, but the way I've drank. So I make friends with a random dude at the bar, as one does, right? Buy him a shot because he just took a shot at something. I'm like, I'm getting you another one of those. I'm having tequila. And, you know, he was cool. Dude, the name was Ian. So then he wants to repay the favor when I'm rolling around, which by the way, I actually almost injured myself just like doing a little excited sidestep because my knee is so jacked up now and I don't know my limitations.
Where were you?
I don't remember the name of the place.
What town were you in?
It was literally, if you were to come out of the Leaning House parking lot and you turn left on 88, it's like 5 miles up the road.
Okay.
There's nothing else there. And so anywho's, the guy gets shots, right? And I go to grab the glass to take a shot with him. And my glass was slippery. And it tipped over and poured all over the bar. I hurried up and saved what I could, but it was like this much. So I shot it, and then I felt bad. So I took every cocktail napkin that I could find to wipe up the tequila. And then the worst thing I ever did, I wrung it all out into my glass.
Fucking didn't.
I sure did. I filled the glass up with more tequila than I had in it the first time I shot it, like the more than I saved and shot it. It was my bathroom cigar. That was my
That's
equivalent.
so
of,
much
That's
grosser
so
than
much
bathroom
worse
cigar.
than a bathroom cigar, dude.
Didn't I tell you? I told you guys it was horrible.
He did lead with.
Hey, you guys didn't believe me, but I'm telling you, like it was.
No,
it was,
we
it was
believed you. That's why it's horrible.
You're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
You've got a big sliding scale.
They were at the watering hole.
There you go.
The
Thank
watering
you.
hole saloon. Last night.
That is the most horrible thing I've ever heard.
When you've got an immune system as good as mine, you don't got to worry. You know what I mean? You just get out there, ring it into the glass, and go again. I told you it was bad. I knew I shouldn't have did it, but I was having
Your
fun.
wife just did the pukey face.
She knew about it already.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She wasn't there when it happened, but I did tell her.
Oh my God.
It's moments like that that Shannon's like, yeah,
but
he's
think about
with
this,
me.
The effort I was going through to avoid the party foul. You know what I mean? I was trying to preserve the agave water.
Sometimes you just let the party foul be that.
You know what happens in
Wouldn't
that
be me.
situation? You go to take the shot, the glass slips out of your hand. You look at the bartender and you go, "Sorry, I screwed up and spilt my shot all over the
Yeah.
bar." She pulls out a rag, wipes it up, tips up your shot glass, pours you a new shot, and hands it to you.
It would have been
Problem
way
solved.
grosser out of the rag, though. At least it did it out of the paper. The napkins. Yeah, that's not where it's going. Okay, who wants to hear about Troy Harper's creepy Facebook message?
Let's hear it.
All right. So initially, not so bad. Even what he wrote, not so bad. Okay. Troy says, I'll pull up my messages for accuracy. He is essentially saying, hey, like, it's coming up. I'm excited, And I'm like, yeah. So he goes, hey, brother, how are you today? Can't believe it. Next weekend, we will finally be there. I'm so excited about the trip. And I'm like, we're getting there. Yeah. So then, this is the transition. Now we're in the truck driving to this festival. And the message comes through my truck. I hit play. And in a British lady's voice, I get this. Yes, we sure are. Thank you, brother. Don't be alarmed, but there will be a few surprises when we get there. Lol, tear face. Not right? Are you with me? Like it was weird.
That's
to hear
mildly
that out
erotic.
loud. And Shannon's looking at me like, what the hell? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like it wouldn't be so bad if you'd just read it, but it was
Yeah,
it was
the
weird.
accent and all of it.
And so I texted back. I'm like, that sounds awesome and not at all creepy, especially not with the voice of a British woman. And yeah, but that was our amusement en route to the Witches Festival.
En route.
Just the creepy truck lady saying weird stuff,
So we're 25 minutes into it. Let's go around the table and tell us what you think about the cigar.
I can't.
gotta relight mine.
I don't have enough of a. I got nothing right now, man. I can't.
Just tell me you're enjoying it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Just say it was
smoke's
delightful.
good. I love this size cigar, so like that's a happy note for me. What I can taste if it's pleasant, but that combined with not feeling well the last couple days,
Yeah,
I can't really give an accurate anything on this.
I feel like I'm picking up your pectin.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
now. Yeah, on the relay. And it's a familiar. I don't think it's ever really bothered me, but I think I can associate where your mind goes on.
It reminds me
Of a
of
girl that I want
back
to.
in the
Every time I
90s
see
and early
your
2000s
face,
when you
I
would
think of you.
I don't know the rest, or else I would have picked it up right there. I did start it, so it's kind of my problem.
Believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't get it with you. All right, that's all of the words I know.
You're up. Go ahead.
Cheers. This is what we do, kids.
It reminds me of back in the late 90s, early 2000s when you would lick an envelope.
Yeah.
That's the taste that envelope glue.
If you ever seen Seinfeld, you know not to cheap out on the invitations.
So, other than that, the cigar, I like Nicaraguan tobacco.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Most do. I mean, Nicaraguan took Dominican like a couple of years ago to officially be the highest imports into the USA.
Yeah.
So Nicaraguan's definitely number one.
And I mean, this one's got a Nicaraguan binder and filler, and it's got a Brazilian wrapper. So,
No, it doesn't.
No,
It's an
Brazilian.
Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. That was I
type.
never pasted that in there.
so the binder and the filler's right,
Correct.
and the wrapper is what?
Ecuadorian Sumatra.
Oh, so this is a Puro.
No.
No, Ecuador is not
Ecuadorian.
Nicaraguan.
I'm sorry. Lake Titicaca is in Peru.
It's time for your
Yes, it
geography
is.
reflection, kids. I know that drove you nuts, and I've been on the other end of that, but you have no idea the amount of self-control that it took me after that long pause whenever you started again with, this reminds me not to just go back. Like,
Start
I
right
felt
back over.
physical discomfort trying to not start singing it again.
I felt physical discomfort that you were going to start singing
But
it
I
again.
didn't, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, a little appreciation for the
I
guy
really
drinking the bar
do
napkins.
because, like, I only have my threshold only goes so far, right?
Oh, I could tell we were there.
Yeah, and then like I start to like white knuckle on the chair. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna flip this mother flipping table over
Yeah.
onto both of these.
I did that at band
Oh.
practice last week, yeah. He's like, just keep it this way.
I'm just practicing.
He's like, aim for the short one.
Get the
Leave
little
the guy
guy.
in the cowboy hat that started it and instigated everything alone.
Yeah, just flip it onto your pocket-sized junkie.
No, I could read you. You were at a 9.9, and I was like, I just need him right. And I saw you go from 9.8 to 9.9, and I was like, all right, Corey, you got to stop now. Well, guy on my shoulder's like, we could do it again. It'll probably be fine.
Probably do one more.
He's like, come on, man, we're a small target. There's no way he's gonna hit us with that chair. He's like,
So
he just went back because he like chilled back to like a 4, and just that comment took him to like a 4.7.
So maybe like a 5.8.
Somewhere Corey will never be.
I'm pretty observant. Damn, that's not true. My wife's taller than 5'8", and eventually she'll shrink down to 5'8". You know,
Is that your master plan?
I've been there.
Just
is
wait
all
for
I'm-
osteoporosis.
You didn't say I would never. I would never be it. You said I'd never been there, and I'll have been there.
Jumping.
Sometimes we like to reenact Empire Strikes Back, and she just carries me around the house in the Yoda backpack. And I'm like, do or do not. And she's doing backflips off the couch and shit.
Rocking and rolling.
Down to the beach, I'm strolling.
And then we go into the bedroom, and I'm like,
And the
size matters
scenes.
not.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
I got nothing.
Peanut gallery.
I
back
told
there,
you at the
know what I mean?
beginning I got nothing. So
We know you got nothing, but it's still fun to look at you have nothing. You know what I mean? We can do a little bit of news.
we could.
There's so much, and I cropped very little.
Yeah.
It's time for the cigar news. It is time for that. Jason all of a sudden turned into DJ AM over on the other side of the freaking table. He's like, I wonder how many buttons. Wait until he remembers the Stream Deck. He's going to be like, oh, there's a bunch of them. I don't know if any
None of them work.
anymore. I think most of them do, but it's the ones that you'd want to hit that don't. All right, so here's what we got.
Wow, that was really loud.
It's accurate
Yep.
for the show. You know what I mean? It captures the feeling. Beat me to it, Sam. Bentley Tobacco, which I didn't know was a thing, and Jonathan Carney.
Of Bentley Tobacco.
Yes, I wasn't going to repeat that part. I was editorializing as I go. USA have announced the AI Cigar Project. This initiative involves the first complete use of artificial intelligence to craft a premier consumer-driven cigar experience. Bentley Tobacco will then work to bring this AI-designed cigar from concept to reality. It collects data from surveys that examine the cigar smoking experience from consumer input. Will include the data to determine size, tobacco origins, flavor profiles, and branding aesthetics. The data collected is analyzed using a sophisticated software developed by Carney and Bentley Tobacco to analyze and understand detailed preferences. Cigar enthusiasts will have a 90-day window to participate. Once the survey and analysis phases are complete, they will work with the production partners to produce the final product. And I think they're looking for like a 2025 release. So I got a lot of problems with this. A lot of them.
I just think it's marketing gimmick is all it is.
Yes.
That's all it's going to be.
Sure. But I hate it. I hate it. Can we just leave computers out of it? Like, one of the coolest things about cigars is that they are
Still
an
old
old world artistic process, right? And even after you gather all that data, you can have all the, hey, this is what we want. It could be horrible. You know what I mean? Like, you need a human touch to be like, okay, we need to do this, this, and this in the blend. Not only that, but you're taking this information and planning on coming out with this cigar next year. That's not going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. If we're going to go with like what's popular and we're going to use it off data from what's popular, it's going to be an Ecuadorian grown Connecticut with Nicaraguan binder and fillers. Well, Nicaraguan binder and fillers plus Dominican Lajero, and ta-da, there's your cigar. That's what it's going to be. So that's what he's going to blend a cigar using those guidelines. and that's vague, and because none of us at this table can be like, oh, this is the seed, that I love this tobacco, and actually be able to say, like, I love this one tobacco. Not, I love PA broadleaf. We love PA broadleaf grown where? That tastes like what? Like, we don't have that ability. We don't have that skill set. Most people don't have access to the individualized tobaccos to actually speak to it.
I like
so
the
it's going
ones
to
that
be,
smell
I
like
like
Jason's
Nicaraguan
night.
cigars. I like Cuban cigars. I like that. That's all you're going to get.
Nobody likes Cuban cigars.
You're not looking at the big the overall concern that I am. I'm worried that this thing's going to go all Skynet on us.
Nah, they've been trying to machine make cigars.
And then they're going to be like looking it up and go like, oh, the government says tobacco is bad.
Mhm.
Let's roll them out of dandelion leaves. You know what I mean? Like, it's a slippery slope, kids.
So AI has been something that I've been trying to keep my finger on the pulse of. And
He said he's trying to finger the AI.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mixed bag, and this is going to go far off from cigars, as we usually do. So, like I said, I've been keeping my finger on the pulse of AI for a while.
He did say that exact thing.
One of the stories that I came across recently is there is a Japanese company. Now, full disclosure, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Okay, that was my thing when I was in high school. Loved it. Still love it.
Was that after Beast Wars in the morning?
So it was it was afternoon. It came on at like 3:45.
Yeah.
It was on all day.
Channel 51.
It was.
I have
So
no idea.
the company that produces Dragon Ball and its intellectual property have started to get angry with the American company that does its dubbing. What the American company is doing with its dubbing is they're putting in like, for lack of a better word, they're putting in like intersectionalism into the anime that they're dubbing.
That's a big word. You want to explain?
What intersectionalism is? It's like equality and that sort of stuff, like social justice issues.
Yeah, they're DEI in it.
Yes, they're putting social justice issues into anime now. So the company is now going to use an AI model to translate all of its work.
Yep.
So they're going to get rid of the company that they did the dubbing with, and they're going to use AI to translate it, because AI, the inflection in the AI audio and the AI voice algorithms and processes have become so good that it is now becoming very hard to tell AI from a real person, which goes
Terrifying.
on to, I was listening to something about video games and movies. So what's gonna be in about 10 years once we have like gigabit cloud computing?
Yeah, you've mentioned this to me before. Continue.
It's gonna be like, you know what? I want to see a movie that has Danny DeVito playing the Hulk, and he's fighting.
Watch the hell out of that,
And
and Wolverine.
and he's fighting, I don't know, Omni-Man from Invincible.
Yeah.
And at the end, they become friends and go on a magical picnic through the unicorn universe.
Yeah.
And this computer and it will create it.
I want that so bad right now.
But here's
that was the best idea you've ever had.
so, and it'll be the same thing with video games.
Mhm.
You're going to be like, I want to play like Grand Theft Auto, but with Dragon Ball Z characters.
You're missing the boat.
And
No more scrolling for that perfect porn video.
Listen, that's
That's where
freaking dangerous.
That's where the financing's
That
gonna
is
come from, baby.
incredibly dangerous to be able to just pluck out whatever bizarre fantasy you want to see, and it can go. Your mind is the only thing that's stopping this.
Yep.
We need to pluck
Right?
this part of the show out and put it on like some conspiracy theory forum and watch it get 5 million views
The problem
in like
is
24
this
hours.
is not
it's
a
not
conspiracy.
It's happening. Yeah.
I didn't
It's
say it
wild.
was. I'm just saying if we took this out in a certain context and placed it in an area where that kind of stuff thrives, you will get more views on that clip than we have ever gotten. on
Probably.
anything before.
Well, that's a dude. Years
You're
and
gonna
years
be
ago,
like the guy that they meme with the wild hair going
Before-
like, oh, the aliens.
you
I broke him.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I broke him.
give me a
I
second.
gave him the meme.
Give me a
gave
second,
him the
and I
meme.
will show you.
So speaking of inclusion, there's a guy at work named Eric. It's not you, Eric. Sorry, but Jason knows this. Eric. He used to run the crane crew, and we were talking the other day, and it was like, hey man, you know, like if anything ever happens, we should get married. Like, you ever see the video of like the dude online? It's like, I'm looking for a husband. Like, think about it. We'll have combined income, and I don't care how clean or messy you are. Yes, that's the one. I don't. Oh, it's you.
It's me.
It is you. Yeah, yeah. It's very easy. So it's like, you know, like you ever see the video of the dude like, I'm looking for a husband. Hold on, hold me out, hear me
Yeah,
out. I'm
listen.
not gay, but like we'd have combined incomes. We could afford a nice house. You want to buy a new truck? I'm not going to give you crap about it. Just buy it. We'll have all the toys you want. You won't. I'm never going to yell at you for watching football. Don't clean up your room. I don't care. Like all of these funny things and stuff. And I was like, hey Eric, we could do that. You know what I mean? Like I was like, we'd be infireable because then we would be a gay married couple at work, and like they could never get rid of us. I was like, you get a tan, I'll convert to Judaism. We will just be here forever. Like the company will be gone, and somehow we'll still be collecting a paycheck because they'll be like, can't get rid of these guys. Like it's a little Mexican dude married, or a little Mexican guy and a Jewish guy married to each other. Like you can't. You're unfireable.
So anyhow, that was so before. I think before Trump got elected in 2016, I was a little more vocal about politics online, and now I am absolutely not. But anyhow, that was like right at the cusp. I think a few years before that, they were talking about, well, we want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. We want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I said, what? I said, if that happens, you will drive yourself out of every market because you've got people that are there is a cusp. Like police officers are making $14 an hour. I said, once you raise everybody up to $15,
everyone's gonna be like, I'm gonna flip hamburgers instead of get shot at.
Right, exactly.
But it doesn't. It raises a lot of little jobs.
Not only that, what else it does is I said, what they're gonna do
Inflation.
is you're this close from becoming a kiosk.
Yeah.
I said, if you put the minimum wage to $15 an hour, that's what you will become. You can shake your fist at the world all you want and say, oh, it's corporate greed, it's corporate greed, it's corporate greed.
Well, sure.
But guess what?
You pushed it there.
Yeah, it's corporate greed.
Because what happens is
and
people,
you know, like you leave food on the floor, you want ants, that's how you get ants.
Yeah. Right.
You want to become a computer? That's how you become a computer.
That isn't even the hugest concern for me. The problem is the corporate greed, well, they raise their prices so that what happens is their profit margins still end up being about the same.
Right.
The difference is the people that are making minimum wage now make more money per hour. The people that were making what is now minimum wage are also minimum wage workers and not getting a raise anytime soon until
Everything
they
stabilizes.
absolutely can't find anybody to do the job for less than that. So what happens is you created inflation. They didn't actually raise minimum wage, but the combination of COVID and giving free money to people to stay at home and people going like, this is my opportunity to fight for 15, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
What you did was you raised the minimum wage, but guess what? The pricing for everything is based on minimum wage. How much it costs to buy milk, how much it costs to transport things.
Yes and no.
That's why, well, I mean, but it is a significant reason because whenever you have to drive up the wages, when you drive up the wages for everything, it costs a company more money to produce the same product means that the price of that product goes up.
Sure.
So the price of everything goes up. And the people that were just making decent money before aren't going to get any buffer.
It's twofold. Yes, minimum wage is one, energy is the other.
What is this show?
The cost it takes to get something somewhere
Yes.
also
Sure.
has something to do with that. But
Oh,
sure.
yeah, but you still have the option not to. It's just you're way more likely to have your stuff spinning than it used to be.
But and
Nobody ever tipped me when I worked at Subway.
if they raised the minimum wage tomorrow, yes, there would be an increase. But that inflation is going to follow.
Yeah, it's
and
gonna
once it
market share.
follows, that market share, it's just gonna absolutely skyrocket.
Sure.
Past, you know.
But it's already bad. And it's funny because whenever they shut down the economy for COVID, when they were talking about doing it for 2 weeks, I was going like, you cannot shut the economy down for 2 weeks and not expect it to have economic repercussions. The cost of everything, there's going to be an inflation. And what the government did was they slowed it by throwing out a whole bunch of money, which just made it worse later. Right. So like,
well, yeah, they were borrowing
everything
against their future.
Well, I mean, that's what we do. Right. But they're not borrowing against anything. They're printing money. All they're doing is costing us money. So it's like, and I agree with something very heavily that somebody once said, I don't remember who, but it's like, if you're just going to continue to print as much money as you want, then why tax us at all? Why just print the money you need? You know what I mean? Like, why double it up on us? Right? Like, if you're just going to be like, oh, we need more money, we'll print some more. Okay, cool. We're going to make their money worth less. Then why don't you just not tax us and print whatever you need until the money's worthless?
They can't do that because you need to subjugate your citizens.
That's fair. I mean, we're thoroughly subjugated at this point. A car is the worst thing as far as I'm concerned, because what happens? You buy a car new, right? You pay all kinds of taxes on it. The company pays tax. Somebody that sold that car got money. They got income tax, right? So then what happens? Well, then you trade that car in or sell that car to get another car, and it's taxed again. Somebody else buys that car, it's taxed again, and again, and then again, and again. By the time that car reaches the end of its life, probably that thing has paid as much taxes as that vehicle had costed new.
Well, and it's the same thing think about it. You go to work, you earn a wage. When you
Well, some of us do.
Yeah.
let's Sam, for instance. Okay? Sam owns a business. Sam pays taxes on his business every year. Okay?
Theoretically.
The money that Sam brings in, he pays sales tax on. Then he pays other taxes. Then he takes that money and he pays Jason. Guess what he does? He pays payroll tax on Jason.
Of course.
Jason also pays income tax on the money that he earned. And then when he goes to the store and buys a cigar, he pays tax on the cigar.
Here's the real irony.
Your money is everywhere. It is taxed everywhere.
You remember that Britain country?
Yeah.
Britain? You remember us having like this big revolution, like
this whole Tea
no
Party and stuff?
taxation without representation. We're not going to pay double taxes. How many digits of doubles are we into at this point?
Yeah.
We are. And we're just like, yeah okay.
Because,
just keep giving me my Netflix.
Yep, that's it.
You know?
Because everybody has an idiot box in their pocket, and they.
God, this show got real.
The powers that be are like,
this is what happens when you're sick and you can't control us.
We need to subjugate these people. Let's make TikTok.
So we've seen like Jason don't got it today. It's the Sam and Corey show. We've seen Corey not have it, and it's the Sam and Jason show. So this is, now this is the Corey and this is what happens.
Dig in. Go to town.
So
just
remember that. Like, you want ants, this is how you get ants. You just let Jason and Corey talk.
You want politics, this is how you get politics.
No politics in the shop.
Well, I don't talk the right and left politics, because that is as useless as talking about religion. Those are both topics that I shy away from incredibly, but I do have thoughts about the rest.
I would consider what we are doing talking about politics.
I'm not disagreeing with you. That's why I qualified it as stating the type of politics that I do not discuss.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking partisan politics now.
I'm gonna have a little more medicine.
My banner on my Facebook page has been the same since like 2016. After Trump was elected president, when the 2020 election came up, my banner says Sarafang 2020.
So yeah.
If anybody out there in TV land knows who Sarafang is,
tell me what it means.
Garrock Sarafang. He's an orc in the World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
He was who?
Good, whatever. Zoom.
He was.
Or something.
He was who I thought they were going to make the new leader of the Horde, and then they killed him and brought back. What's his name? The old.
Yeah. Thrall.
Thrall. Yeah. They brought Thrall back, and then I was like, you know what? I'm done with this stupid game. When they killed Sarafang and brought back Thrall, I was like, nope, I'm done.
I've had enough.
I'm like, Sarafang was the most honorable orc in the Horde. He was the most honorable orc in the Horde.
Wow, this show took a turn, huh?
I think he represented what the Horde stood for so well, and they let that stupid elf kill him. Not even kill him; she embarrassed him. Screw you, Blizzard.
Feel better?
Screw you, Blizzard.
Good morning, Chris Scales. The news segment kind of got off track there, didn't it? There is one more news. Let's see if we can save the news segment. It's been 35 minutes of orc politics at this point.
Seth, do you really care about what's in the news?
He doesn't. Well, he might. If his buddy Michael Herklotz is in there, but I don't have any notes on him. Oveja Negra Brands, however, which I know Jason cares about incredibly, has begun informing retailers of new small batch limited release under its Blackwork Studio brand, Intergalactic Event Horizon. Come on, man. That's one of your favorite cigar companies, and it's a nerd term.
Yeah.
That's got to get you a little chubby.
Not only a nerd term, it's Beastie Boys, too.
I just did it in my head. You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Intergalactic Event Horizon follows up on the original Blackwood Studio Intergalactic from 2022. In comparison, the original used a Sumatra wrapper. Hey, look at that. We're smoking one of those, aren't we? Congratulations. The Event Horizon uses a Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper. The remainder of the blend is Ecuadorian Habano binder and all Nicaraguan fillers. Presented in 20-count boxes, the cigar comes in 3 sizes, Robusto, Toro, and Petite Corona. Hey, shout out Blackworks. I like that lineup. Those are all cigar sizes I would smoke.
That's their standard.
That is awesome.
For
pricing ranges from 11 to 12 based on size. Produced at Fabrica Oveja Negra. Event Horizon is a concept in astrophysics. It describes a boundary which events cannot affect an observer. Much like this show.
Seth says just the annual TAA release.
There you go.
That's what he cares
about. Here's the thing. We didn't do a show last week, and I haven't done notes in like 3 weeks. And these notes I did this morning at like 8 a.m. And that's why I was a couple minutes late today, because I was waiting for the printer, which Shannon had cleaned and rearranged her office a little bit, so the printer got unplugged.
Oh,
and
you had to wake back
the
up.
first time you print something, it's got to go through like that 15-minute thing of where you think it's going to print something, but it doesn't print anything.
Yo, printers are the biggest scam in the hardware industry. They are
back to politics, baby.
God, are they bad?
I hate, dude. You know. The printer I have currently is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We like it. It's not been without its problems. But the previous 15 printers that I purchased, and I bet you there were 15 of them, we got to the point where you'd run out of ink, and it was almost cheaper to just buy a new printer than it was to buy the ink.
That's correct.
And so we would often.
Printer ink is the most expensive liquid on the planet by volume.
Yep. No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Scorpion venom.
I
I haven't researched that. So I don't know.
I can tell you from reading up on it, like scorpion venom from the itty bitty scorpions is used in like medical research and stuff, and like a full gallon of it is in the millions of dollars per gallon, but that's hard to get. Like at least you have to go through some sort of hazards.
Sure.
And it's the teeniest little bit, and you have to get it and you have to battle PETA and all that stuff. Like, okay, like that, I've considered, like, maybe I should start a scorpion farm. You know what I mean? And just jerk the little guys into a cup and be like, hey, man, let's get some money for your juice. I know that's not how it works. It was my own clever animation.
Corey.
Yes.
Milk scorpions.
You ever see the episode of Rick and Morty where they're on the train, the little circle train, and he's like, "You got to tell a story. It's gotta have two women. They have to have names. They have to talk about something that has nothing to do with a man." And it's Morty telling a story about his mom. He's like, "Oh, my mom in summer." We're like, "Oh, hey, how was your flow today?" "My flow is heavy. Mine is normal." "Oh no, scorpions, girl scorpions. Let's fight them with our special time." And they start shooting rainbows out of their crotches at the scorpions with little pink bows on their heads. Yeah.
I thought you were going to go to the time that Morty was torturing that like ball.
Oh, whenever he had the jerk. Oh, what? If we could kill our enemies but not jerk them off, are we any better than they are, Morty?
Yeah, I don't remember that one. So, anyways, printer ink's really expensive.
That was. I feel like that was Morty's mind blowers.
You got that one in the back of my throat.
Giggity.
That's never happened before.
So yeah, I don't know how much printer ink actually costs per gallon, but the upcharge for it's horrible.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
I thought I'd enjoy that, getting down to that little band.
Too much
there.
pectin.
I do not.
Yeah.
Too much pectin.
No, I mean overall, like mine's done now, but from what I could taste of it, really well blended cigar.
Yeah,
really
very
good
good
cigar.
How about that horrible new printer in the office? They put in a printer that's twice as big as the old one. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be able to make color prints now. Nope, it's still black and white. It's taller than me. I can't see the top of the printer. On the counter. It is massive.
Huge.
Obscenely large for like a desktop
Thank you.
printer.
Like 1992 IBM size.
It's that big.
Okay.
It's like this by this.
It's as big as his smoke eater there. Every bit as big as that.
Less functional though.
Every bit as big
Because
as
it doesn't do
smoke eater.
anything different than the old printer that was smaller did.
That's correct. In fact, it does everything slower.
Oh, really?
It's not good.
It does.
I was like, yay, color prints. Nuh-uh.
Before you'd send a print to it, and when you clicked print, you'd spin around in the chair and it would be printing out. Now you click print, spin around in the chair, and stare at it for about 30 seconds before it prints it out.
Yeah.
It's not
Suave.
It
is a Rico, but you remember that song?
yes.
But the better version was Weird Al's. Are, don't know. Taco. Are, don't know. Grande. Taco Grande, baby.
I like Weird Al.
I think we're all done with this. Why don't we? Maybe. And I'm asking because I know you're.
What's up? I'm lost.
I mean,
today.
you want to smoke the cigar now that we're gonna smoke last week, so that we can keep smoking on the show.
No.
All right.
We're an hour in.
I tried Jason. I tried to
got
get us
nothing.
more cigars.
I'm good.
And it was like, oh, something else to smoke. He wanted to do the CAO Fasa Noche.
Noche.
The
You
Mufasa.
don't have to have one. Yeah.
Dude. The Fasa Noche.
I'd smoke that.
You'd smoke the
Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Hell yeah, bro. Why not? My wife got me the last fall festival she went to a magnet to put on my smoker. I still have yet to do it, but I need to. But it's like a chicken sitting on a pig sitting on a cow.
Yeah.
And at the bottom it says, I'd smoke that.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
there you go.
It's a good magnet.
I don't know that I've ever rated magnets before. That's not something I've put a lot of effort and time into.
That's just because they mess with your programming and make you sing folk music. Not Futurama people here, no?
Still no. Like
Yeah,
3 years of no.
No?
No.
Dude, yeah, he hates Bender hates, like, has a ongoing feud with the can opener because they have a huge can opener to open the cans of Nibbler's food. And Bender gets stuck to it, and the magnet messes with his inhibition units, and he starts singing folk songs because that's what he wants to do. And there was actually an episode where, like, his body got destroyed and he couldn't do anything, and he ended up going on tour with Beck. They used him as a washboard.
Okay.
Really? No.
No.
Everybody else but you guys knows what's going on right now. They're all like, this is good content, Corey. Good job. Nice pull. Just Sam and Jason don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
nothing.
That's what's going on.
Like Sam, what did you Corey's like, man, Sam, did you see the episode of Futurama? And Sam was like, I was busy watching like business podcasts.
Yeah. That's
That episode came out like 10 years ago. You should have seen
I was
that
busy watching business podcasts and reading.
one. You're a boring dude, Sam. Boring dude.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
I don't know if I would be.
Like, Jason, what do you do when you go to the bathroom? Read D&D books. What do you do? I sit on my phone. Huh?
I mean, two things could be true. You could do the same.
I do. Trust me, it's one or the other.
Well, no, I mean, you could read the book on your phone.
I had to start
That's true.
like knocking on the bathroom door when my son would be in the bathroom and be like, dude, get out of the bathroom. You've been in there for 45 minutes. And he's like, oh, sorry, I was watching YouTube. I'm like, no more phone in the bathroom.
Yeah.
None. You're done.
No
You're
mas.
Do
done
what we
with
do
it.
when we were kids. Read the back of everything in the bathroom.
Yes.
To be like, oh, what's in this air freshener? Oh, hydrofluorates. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's interesting. Be like, what's in the toothpaste? Fluoride. And you'd be like, all right, I guess nothing else to read. I'll go back to the air freshener until you're done. You know,
I would do the same thing with the cereal box.
I was just going to say, look at how boring cereal boxes are now because they know the kids aren't going to take the time to read them.
Yeah.
Like it used to be like there was games and stuff.
You know what they
and, like,
should do?
No.
It's just the whole back of the cereal box should be a QR code. And then you could do like the little Google Play cereal game where you have to rescue, Sunny from the Cocoa Puff volcano.
All right.
Get after it.
You got to catch Lucky.
I used to love like half the reason I ate cereal in the morning was so I could read the box. Like that was the thing. Like you sat there, you read the box, you know.
Simpsons reference. You say got to catch Lucky. It reminds me of the episode where Homer like is trying to reverse the curse, and so he's trying to catch a leprechaun in the forest, and they like pour the cereal in, and then all these rabbits start jumping in, and they're like, "Oh crap, that's tricks," and they have to switch to Lucky Charms.
That sounds about right.
Simpsons reference, Rick and Morty reference,
Futurama reference. Hell yeah.
You want to go? You want to go for something else like Saturday morning X-Men cartoon?
I did a
or
Family
something?
Guy too.
Oh, Family Guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
American Dad. You got any of that?
Not a lot.
I hate American Dad.
Yeah, it's not
absolutely
great.
hate American.
It's
Dad.
not great.
But
Nah.
okay, why don't you like American Dad,
I don't know. It just never caught me. It just never caught me.
Sam?
Never invested enough to actually care.
Remember what Life with Louie? That was a good show.
I don't like American Dad because Roger reminds me of Andy Dick.
Oh yeah,
I think
I
100%
hate
modeled
Dick.
on. Yeah,
I hate Andy Dick.
Pretty sure it is. Do you remember Life with Louie?
Life with Louie.
Yep.
Louis
Oh,
Anderson?
yeah, Louis Anderson. They were kind of piggybacking off of like Bobby's World with
Yeah,
that
very
one.
much.
It was Bobby's World meets King of the Hill
You know what?
because of like the dad.
Listen, King of the Hill has a special place in my heart
King of
because
the
when I
Hill's
was
genius.
growing up, King of the Hill was on television, and I'm like, man, I don't get it. Why does everybody think this show is funny? It is not funny. I do not like King of the Hill, so I didn't watch it. Then I grew up and I had kids, and I watched an episode of King of the Hill, and I was like, this is
Oh my
freaking
God, this is good.
hilarious.
Yep.
I was like, why is this so good? And I was like, oh, it's because I'm old now.
I'm one of them.
Damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Oh, got that dang old.
It's time we had to talk
Dang old thing.
about the benefits of propane.
Propane.
But what the
I want
worst
to change
part?
the words to cocaine to propane and have that's what I'm
If
doing
you
with
wanna
AI.
hang out, you got to mess around. Propane.
That's the first thing I'm doing with AI, bro. I'm making that music video.
I don't have it, bud. I got nothing. I got nothing to add.
Have you seen any of the AI generated songs?
No.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
So my wife has a dude at work that he has a subscription to like an app or a service that all it does is makes up whatever song you want for like $60 a year.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's up your alley, dude. So like,
Yes.
have you ever seen? There's a TikTok dude called Seth Drums.
Okay.
And all this guy does, and like I think was doing it on Twitch and stuff beforehand. I think that's primarily where his business is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a good drummer, and it's like you send him stuff, and he'll just play the drum track to it,
Okay.
And so like there was a lot of great mashups, like the Muppets and Down with the Sickness, and he was like drumming to it, dude, check it out. Look it up. Seth Drums, The Sickness. There's actually probably like a lot of them now for that particular song. But so a lot of it now is like AI generated songs.
Okay.
Be like, here, play the drums of this, and it's a country song called Rocket Man Country Cowboy.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, so he starts going into it, and he's like, I was feeling hungry the other night, and I went to Taco Bell. I woke up this morning, my butthole is burning like hell.
What?
And like crap like that. Like that's not an exact representation, but he's like, like build up too much pressure and I'm about to blow. This cowboy's about to go. And it, like the guy's fucking on Taco Bell rocketing his ass to the moon. And dude, it's good time.
That's incredible.
Yes. I can imagine you just wasting endless hours.
Oh, that would
type of
program. I would 100% waste hours and hours and hours with something like that.
Here's the funny thing is my wife's like, oh, he plays this thing and it's so impressive and blah, blah, blah. Just make up songs. Like I'll be sitting there and a song will come on about how Shannon's typing away on her keyboard and she's talking to some dude, And she's like, it's so wild. And I'm like, you've had that for the last 18 years that we've been married because that's what I do. I just sit there and sing about whatever we happen to be doing and make up stupid shit. And she's like, yeah, but you don't have a full band behind you. And I'm like, touche. You got me on that one.
You guys ever do live band karaoke?
No.
You've never done it?
No, dude, there's a Pittsburgh
blast.
band called Lead Singer Wanted. And I thought it was like one of the most genius concepts I've ever heard of. So this band goes around and it's like this full practice band.
Mhm.
And I'm sure they could probably like fire off the hip a little bit, but they have a book of like, hey, we know these.
Yeah.
So if you want to sing one of these songs, it's like karaoke, but you get up and a full band plays behind you and you just do the singing.
Dude, that would be so rock and roll.
It is cool.
I did that.
I haven't done it.
When we lived in Texas. So 2010, 2011, somewhere in there.
Free plug.
And I haven't seen it since then, but dude,
free
it's
plug
a blast.
for like the 20 people that listen to this show for this band.
Wow.
They are a Pittsburgh-based version of this, and they are called Lead Singer Wanted. You can find them on Facebook.
Yeah, there's a couple of places doing it now.
They do it pretty. They have a frequent, like we play here and here and here and here, and they kind of go through their rotation. And honestly, if I hadn't started playing with Nick when I did, I'd probably follow them to every place they go to. Like if I hadn't actually started doing my own live music, I'm like, that is a really cool concept.
Honestly, that I would play in a band like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I 100% would play in a band like that.
Yeah, but then everything would be off time.
Yeah, probably.
You haven't played the instruments in so long. I remember end of the Cigar Box Guitar Festival when Jason's like, I want to play something. Come play, Corey. And I'm like, we don't know any of the same things. Well, just play whatever. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to play? I don't know. You pick something. And I'm like, you're the one who wants to play, dude. Give me some help. And then He spent 20 minutes trying to tune his guitar unsuccessfully, and then he switched to drums. And I'm running back and forth to my truck for equipment, and it is pitch black.
Yep.
There's like 4 people sitting out in the chairs going like, what the hell is this?
Why are they doing this?
That's all right. I was tipsy.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh, no, you were beyond tipsy.
Yeah, but at least I didn't drink tequila out of a rag.
No, you did not.
Yeah,
And I didn't that day. You know what I mean? It wasn't a rag. It was a cocktail napkin. They were, they were sterile, I assume. Hello, Jason's belly button. Yeah, come on, man. I don't know. Like, I thought I'd get some credit. It reminds me of hello from Seinfeld.
Well, Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, Seinfeld.
When you said
that's
that,
absolutely
you know that
Mrs.
one?
Doubtfire. No.
Oh, okay. Well, no. You're not. You didn't make it far enough into Seinfeld to know. It was like a voice that Jerry's girlfriend got so mad at him. Like Jerry had a different girlfriend every episode of that show.
Yeah.
And like, but they were doing this little voice, and they just imagine like they're talking about somebody's belly, and what voice it would have, and that was how the hello, how are you? And they go back and forth, and like Jerry's girlfriend's like, it's either me or the voice. He's like, okay, we'll stop doing it, and it lasted for like 5 minutes, and she did something to tick him off, or to slightly aggravate him, and so he was like, hello, and she just walked out. I feel like it's also the episode where they fill a giant kickball with oil and drop it out of an office building in New York. And so, yes, it is, because Jerry's girlfriend is walking down this block, and he's trying to warn her. And so he's yelling to her to try to warn her that this ball is falling. And she's like, I'm not going to look up if you're going to do that stupid voice. And of course she doesn't look up. And so the ball of oil lands on her head and
kills her.
If it was realistic, yes, her neck would be entirely broken. It was
Kills
a ball
her. Yeah,
this big full of oil.
Game over.
That was like Kramerica Industries when Kramer had an intern and stuff. Good show. Y'all need to catch up on your Seinfeld.
No, I don't.
Futurama, King of the Hill.
Let's throw some Ninja Turtles in there.
Right?
Hell yeah, let's go.
Remember that time Baxter Stockman did the thing?
In the place with the guy.
Did a lot of things, bro. But the most notable thing about the Ninja Turtles is that did you know in the second movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze, Vanilla Ice, obviously, great. Parents, mothers, obviously not fathers, had complained about the violent stuff so much that the Ninja Turtles were not allowed to use their weapons in that movie. Their weapons never come out of their sheaths. Michelangelo uses sausage links as nunchucks. Donatello uses a broom. Like, they fight with whatever's around them while their weapons are clearly in their holsters.
Yep.
I never noticed that. Also in the UK, they are the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
They got something against ninjas over there.
They're not ninjas in the UK.
Royale with cheese.
Hey! I thought that was going further than it was. You had nothing else, and my
it
brain
was just
didn't work fast enough.
Random
to
European renaming of something. That's all.
Because
I thought you were just making a
he was like, bad motherfucker.
what's it called reference.
Pulp
like-
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
I was.
yeah.
Take whatever's out of my wallet. It's the one that says bad motherfucker on it.
Which
Were
one's
you
yours?
aware that whenever they made up the purple lightsaber for Sam Jackson
Correct.
in Star Wars because he wanted a purple one, so they had to come up with a backstory behind it, which was that he like taps into the dark side and controls it, so it's like halfway between blue and halfway between red. But his lightsaber hilt has bad motherfucker engraved into it.
Of course.
Does it really?
It absolutely does.
Ha!
Look it up.
That's fantastic.
It is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Come on now.
The little Easter eggs like that, like I love stuff like that. Even if it's a bad movie, like, not to say that.
What if it's a
those
good
are-
movie with horrible dialogue?
Then it's not a good movie. Like that's a large
Sorry,
part
Star
of-
Wars fans.
Yeah.
You heard it
Right.
from Sam.
Yeah. The first three were terrible. Absolutely terrible. we're looking for this.
Yeah, Jason's
this.
looking for the photo proof. It's on there. I've read about interviews with him and stuff, and I've seen it. I don't know if you're going to see the engraving, but it is there. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, apparently they make like a big deal whenever they cast somebody who's going to have a lightsaber of like, what's your lightsaber going to look like? Like apparently,
Well,
every
it's a
actor
choice.
gets to like pick their
Yes, they do.
their hilts.
So
and
like
stuff.
whenever they started doing episode 2, well, I guess Ewan was. Well, I think they had new lightsabers. Yeah. Because so Obi-Wan loses his lightsaber in episode 1 when he's fighting Darth Maul, and he then takes Qui-Gon Jinn's. So in episode 2, he has his own different lightsaber, and then Anakin has his lightsaber. So Christian Haydenson and Ewan McGregor, when they show up to like start their training and stuff, they come in and have like this super dope like titanium briefcase, and they open it up, and there's like 10 hilts in there, and it's like, okay, pick your hilt.
Pick one.
And George Lucas is like, I don't want you to just pick one. I want you to think about it. I want you to take at least like a half hour to contemplate which one is right for who you think your character is, and like hold them and feel how they feel and all this stuff. And it's like, that sounds like an awesome initiation, dude. Like, I imagine that's how Eric's parties are, and he breaks out the case, and there's just a bunch of dildos in there, and he's like, I want you to take your time and think about which one's right for you, which one has the heft and feel.
Choose well.
I think I caught that one a little too close to the reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's like, seriously? Like,
well,
you don't have to tell people.
yeah.
Like, let them find out on their own, you know?
You're right over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how Sam, for the last half hour, keeps looking at me with like a pleading look on his face, like, can we just be done?
Oh yeah.
And I'm
100%.
like trying to keep it rolling. I'm like looking over to Jay, like, let's find some other stupid crap to talk about. Like, we could push this another 15 minutes. Where are you going? Nowhere. 43. Is that the number?
43?
The answer for life, everything, and whatever.
42.
42. I was close.
42.
Damn. Almost had the secret to life, but I missed it by 1.
Yep, missed it by 1.
So what are you being for Halloween?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're not doing anything.
That's a great place to go.
Mhm.
Why don't we plug the things that are happening? What's just the tip doing for Halloween?
November 2nd. Yeah, November 2nd. We're doing our Halloween
Not
party
the
here.
month of Halloween.
Nope. But the weekend after, I figure it's actually closer to Halloween than the weekend before. So what the heck? But we're doing our theme is going to be dress as what you wanted to be in the 5th grade.
Oh.
So
So I'm going to be
bit fun.
taller or a baller?
I don't know.
Or both.
Just see if you can find an Impala.
Impala?
Yeah.
I could do that.
It has to be in 1964.
64.
Yeah.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4", slapping the bitches, jocking the hose. Went to the hood to get the scoop.
Knuckleheads out there cold shooting some hoop.
Then I let the Alpine play.
Bumping new shit by NWA.
Damn right. It was Gangster at the top of the list. So, you know, I know you've been on the fence and you're not a good committing guy. Are you making it to Leaning House or no?
I don't believe so.
That sounds like Jason. All right. So here's what I got for you kids. Apparently, the Strum Junkies' peak popularity is Halloween time. They were like, yeah, they're a bunch of clowns. Let's get them to come to our thing.
Hey.
So here's what you need to know. Seats are going to be getting really tight. If you guys want to make it out, meet the infamous Troy Harper and hang out, watch the Strum Junkies at the Leaning House Halloween party. That's October 26th. That is this coming Saturday. You need to text Dave and reserve some seats. If you don't know how to do that, you don't have the number, see my flyer. If that still doesn't work for you, hit me up. I'll help you get your seats reserved. It's going to be awesome. We'll be playing 6 to 10, costume contests, cigar specials on the Tatuaje Monster Smash lineup. So that's going to be super awesome. Then I go after the show on Sunday to hunting camp. But due to popular demand, I'll be back on Thursday, October 31st for Halloween proper. We play from 6 to 9, the Strum Junkies duo at Puffin Stuffs in Robinson. And then Stephanie reached out to me too and was like, hey, we're having a Halloween. You want to come play the party? And I'm like,
Yeah, but except I'm already doing one.
Oh.
So, so we'll be at Puffin Stuff's M. Robinson, cool place, good bar, nice selection, on the 31st from 6 to 9. And then November 9th, we'll be at the Pittsburgh Bottle Shop, hanging out and doing some jams there. So that should be super cool. Next week, Sunday, October 27th, we will be here at 9:30 a.m. We will be smoking. The thing is a... Which Lancero? Southern Draw, Jacob's Ladder, Lancero. So we'll be hanging out, having that one with Troy Harper on the show, hanging out with us.
Yeah, buddy.
The triumphant return of BGD.
Yeah.
Say the thing.
Salud.